The mystery of the lost Roman cities. Did you know that over 400 ancient Roman cities, once bustling with life, are still completely missing, buried and forgotten, just waiting to be found? This amazing fact comes from a 2017 study by the University of Rome La Sapienza, showing how much history is still hidden from us. Imagine whole cities, with grand buildings and busy markets, simply vanishing from maps and memories. It's a mystery that still puzzles smart people today. For hundreds of years, the Roman Empire was super powerful. It stretched across a huge part of the world, from cold England to hot Africa, and all the way to sandy Syria. The Romans were very good at building things. They made strong roads, amazing bridges, and big cities with beautiful temples and comfortable bathhouses. These cities were like little pieces of Rome, helping the empire stay strong and connected. But as time went on, this big empire started to face problems. Many things made Roman cities disappear. Sometimes, big natural disasters hit them. Earthquakes could shake buildings to dust. Volcanoes, like the famous Mount Vesuvius, could bury towns in ash and rock, making them invisible for thousands of years. Think about Pompeii and Herculaneum. They were once busy cities near Vesuvius. Then, in 79 AD, the volcano erupted with a massive boom, covering them completely. According to findings published in the Journal of Volcanology and Geothermal Research in 2020, the ash and pumice kept these cities almost perfectly preserved, like a snapshot in time. Finding them centuries later was like opening a time capsule. But not all cities vanished in such a sudden, dramatic way. Many slowly faded away. When the Roman Empire started to get weaker, fewer people lived in the cities. Life became harder. People might have moved to safer places or to farms where they could grow their own food. The beautiful Roman buildings, once so grand, slowly fell apart. Rain and wind wore them down. Dirt and plants started to grow over them, little by little. Over hundreds of years, these once proud cities simply turned into mounds of earth, hidden under fields or forests. One very interesting case is the city of Sarmizegetusa Regia. It was not Roman, but a capital city of the Dacians, a group of people the Romans fought with for a long time. The Romans finally won and built their own city nearby, called Ulpia Traiana Sarmizegetusa. The original Dacian city was eventually abandoned and slowly lost to the dense forests of modern-day Romania. It was only much later that people started finding its ruins, showing how nature can reclaim even important places. This slow decay is a common story for many lost places, as noted in a historical review by the British Museum in 2015. Another big reason cities disappeared was war and invasion. The Roman Empire was huge, and it had many enemies. Fierce groups like the Goths, Vandals, and Huns attacked the Roman lands again and again. When these invaders came, they would often burn and destroy cities. People would run away, never to return. The destroyed cities would then be left empty, slowly crumbling into dust. Imagine a city full of people one day, then empty and burning the next. The ruins would sit there for years, getting covered by dirt and plants, until no one remembered they were ever there. This kind of widespread destruction is detailed in many ancient texts, like the writings of Ammianus Marcellinus, a Roman historian from the 4th century. Some lost Roman cities are hiding in plain sight, or at least under what seems like normal ground today. Take, for example, the city of Falerii Novae in Italy. For centuries, people knew there were some old ruins there, but no one really knew how big it was. Then, in 2020, scientists used special radar that can see through the ground, called ground-penetrating radar. They found a whole city layout, complete with temples, a market, and a bathhouse, all under modern farmland. This incredible discovery, reported in the journal Antiquity, showed how entire ancient cities can be completely mapped without digging a single hole. It's like having X-ray vision for the Earth. This technology is changing how we look for lost cities. Before, people had to dig, which took a lot of time and effort. Now, with things like satellite images, LiDAR, which uses lasers to make maps, and ground-penetrating radar, scientists can find clues to hidden cities much faster. They can see old roads, outlines of buildings, and even signs of farms from thousands of years ago, all from above or without disturbing the ground. This scientific progress is a game-changer for archaeologists, as highlighted in a 2021 article in National Geographic. One fascinating example of a city lost to the desert is Dura-Europos. It was a Roman city in what is now Syria. It sat on the edge of the Roman Empire, a very important spot for trade and defense. But it was also a place where different cultures met, with Roman, Greek, and Persian influences. In 256 AD, the city was attacked by the Sasanian Persians. They dug tunnels under the city walls and fought a terrible battle. The Romans lost, and the city was completely abandoned. The desert sand then slowly covered Dura-Europos, preserving it like a time capsule. When people finally started digging there in the 20th century, they found amazing things. They uncovered temples for different gods, a synagogue with beautiful paintings, and even one of the oldest Christian churches ever found. The dry desert air had kept many things in great condition, giving us a rare look into what life was like in a Roman frontier city. The detailed findings from Dura-Europos are extensively documented by Yale University, which led many of the early excavations. It shows us that sometimes, being lost can actually help keep history safe. Then there are cities lost to the sea. As the world changed over thousands of years, sea levels also changed. Some coastal Roman towns might have slowly sunk into the ocean. The strong Roman builders made docks and houses right by the water, and when the sea rose, these places were simply swallowed up. Think about places like Baiae, near modern Naples in Italy. It was a fancy resort town for rich Romans, with huge villas and baths built right on the shore. But volcanic activity in the area caused the land to sink, and much of the city is now underwater. Underwater archaeologists, like daring explorers, dive into the sea to find these sunken treasures. They use special tools to map the seabed and carefully dig up old pottery, statues, and even entire buildings. Finding a Roman city under the waves is like discovering a whole new world. These underwater sites give us different kinds of clues about Roman life, showing us what they ate, how they traded, and how they lived by the sea. A major review of underwater archaeology in the Journal of Nautical Archaeology in 2019 stresses the importance of these submerged sites for understanding ancient maritime history. Sometimes, cities get lost because new cities are built right on top of them. This was very common. When an old city was destroyed or abandoned, people would often just build new houses and streets on the ruins. Over hundreds or thousands of years, many layers of cities could pile up, one on top of the other. The modern city of London, for example, sits right on top of the Roman city of Londinium. Underneath today's busy streets and tall buildings are the remains of Roman walls, roads, and houses. When construction workers dig foundations for new buildings in places like London or Rome, they often find Roman artifacts or even parts of old buildings. These accidental discoveries are super important. They tell us where the old city was and what it was like. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion to see what's underneath. The Museum of London Archaeology constantly reports new findings from underneath the modern city, showing how much Roman history is still waiting to be unearthed directly below our feet. The search for lost Roman cities is not just about finding old stones. It's about understanding history better. Every lost city we find, whether it's under sand, sea, or soil, tells us a new story. It helps us learn more about how Romans lived, what they believed, and what happened to their mighty empire. Each discovery helps us piece together a bigger picture of a civilization that shaped much of the world we live in today. It shows us how strong and clever the Romans were, but also how even the greatest empires can change and disappear over time. Scientists and historians continue their work, using both old maps and new technology to find more of these hidden treasures. They pore over ancient texts, looking for clues about where cities once stood. They fly drones over landscapes, scanning for signs of old structures. They dive into the ocean, searching for sunken ports. The thrill of discovery is still very much alive. Every time they find a new piece of a lost Roman city, it's like opening a window to the past, letting us peek into a world that was once vibrant and full of life. This ongoing effort and the exciting potential for future discoveries are regularly featured in publications like Archaeology magazine, keeping the public informed about these historical quests. The mystery of the lost Roman cities reminds us how much there is still to learn about our world's past. It shows us that history isn't just in books, it's all around us, often just waiting to be uncovered. These vanished towns and cities are not just piles of forgotten stones. They are silent witnesses to centuries of human stories, triumphs, and struggles. And with every new tool and every new discovery, we get a little closer to understanding the full, amazing story of the Roman Empire and the world it left behind. It's a journey that continues to fascinate and surprise us, proving that the past is always full of new secrets to reveal. The quest to find these places is a timeless adventure, reminding us that the ground beneath our feet often holds more stories than we could ever imagine.